Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps that people like to listen to? And how do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is so very easy and simple. It is Anchor, y'all. It's Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it is 100% and ridiculously easy to use. Most of all, it is free. And now, y'all, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad here. I use Anchor for my radio broadcast as another branch to advertise and promote my episodes and my show that stems right from YouTube. And what I like about Anchor is that it distributes all to many platforms, as well as it has an in-depth statistics to where you can see how your podcast is doing. That's cool, right? I love it. So if you always wanted to start your podcast and make money doing it, please go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters who are already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. My name is Red, and I'm the host of the RH3 Show. I cannot wait to hear your podcast. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, I thank you, Father, for today's broadcast. Lord, I thank you, Father, for our guests on today, Father. Lord, I thank you, Father, for Toronda Daniels of Rising Youth International, Father, and all the work that she's doing here, as well as over in Kenya with the underprivileged youth, Father. Lord, I thank you, Father, also for our other guest, Pastor Pisani Baldwin Stanfield, Father, and her music that she's doing, Father, Lord. Lord, I thank you, Father, for these two women, Father, Lord, that you continue to raise them up, Father, lead and guide them and direct them, Father, Lord. I thank you, Father, for my listeners who is always here so faithfully and so graciously to listen to us each and every Tuesday and Thursday, Father. Lord, I thank you, Father, for this broadcast will reach the hand of those who it'll get into, Father, that they will be a blessing to our listeners, blessing to our guests, as well as a blessing to myself, Father, that it'll reach to those who are willing to help, willing to expand, and willing to sow seeds, Father. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Lord, I give you all the glory, all the honor. And Lord, I thank you, Father, that you will continue to raise up somebody, somewhere, to use their power, their ability, and their influence to help me, to help the RH3 Show brand. In Jesus' name I pray. I give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praises. Amen.
And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Go ahead, 'cause I know I gotta get it up. If anybody wanna go, they go. Switch my old status, that's from sin to the saint. As winners we can't live by the picture they paint, because they know their own inner is taint. So we must live out our lives with a sense of restraint. Which means do I live or we ain't? We are controlled by the flesh, with the pivot and swing.
What's going on, my great. What's going on, y'all? What's up? How y'all doing? It's a great day here on the RH3 Show. Thank you so much for tuning into today's broadcast. If you are just tuning in for the very first time, if you are a first-time co-host, that's what I call my listeners, because you all sound off on anything I speak on, and that is somebody hosting and giving me tips and pointers or whatever, and sounding off on whatever the broadcast is about. And that's why I call you my co-host. So if you are a first-time listener, a first-time co-host, I thank y'all. I thank you. And so if you are a first-time co-host or first-time listener, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Rufus, but you can call me Red, and I am the host of this broadcast, which comes on every Tuesday and every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my flagship station. If you're listening to me there, y'all, please bear with me there. Please bear with me there because it has been acting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, crazy, psychotic, whatever you want to add with that or describe craziness for that stream or whatever. Just bear with me. Bear with me. I'm making decisions on that, even the main home of the RH3 show. So I'm looking for a home. I'm looking for a home. So, with all of that being said, thank you so much again for listening to me there, listening to me on the podcast platform, listening to me on social media, wherever you're listening to me on. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. We got a jam-packed show on today. We got 2 guests coming in on today. We have Toronda Daniels of Arising Youth International here with us on today. This will be an RH3 show exclusive that she is joining with us, and this is her first time, her first interview, speaking on her stay in Kenya and the work that she's doing there with underprivileged youth. And so it'd be so great and so good to talk to her about that and get a little in depth with that. And so it's going to be good to speak to her. So please listen. Please listen and pay close attention. All right? Play close attention to that. All right, and also we got, like I said, in the prayer, we have Pastor Pisani Baldwin Stanfield. She's here with her new music, and Nina Taylor is we're going to tag team interviews today, y'all. She's going to spearhead that, as well as Nina is going to also do the gospel news, all right? The gospel news. So we got I got a couple Ask Red letters, all right? So hey, we got a full show, and thank y'all so much for listening Tuesday, y'all. Like I said, since I'm looking for a home, that past Tuesday, I'm praying about looking for a home, but that past Tuesday broadcast, it has been giving me some hiccups, so yeah, just bear with me, alright? Bear with me. I'll be back with more of the RH3 show, and y'all, Tuesday's Ask Red Letters, good. It was good. So if you missed it, check it out on the podcast platform, or if you should be lucky enough to get a good stream on our flagship station, it repeats on Saturday at 2 p.m. Visit my website and click on Listen Live. All right. Or if you're listening on the app, listen WPOP Radio from your Google Play, Apple, BlackBerry World App Store, and search WPOP Radio. I'll be back with more of the RH3 show. Good show today. Did you catch this flashback of the RH3 show? Number 1, we're going to start with number 1, and then we're going to go down the list. Number 1 is he's clear about the vision and direction of the relationship. Godly men don't play games with your emotion. Ladies. I shall say and repeat this again. I shall say and repeat this again. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm actually talking to my YouTube family right now, but I shall say and repeat this again. A godly man is clear about the vision and the direction of the relationship. As I say at the end of each broadcast, know that I love you for real, and always remember to live every day, laugh every moment, and love beyond words. Join the RH3 Show family. For more about me or the broadcast, you can visit my website at therh3show.com.
Hey, Hey, this is Quayla.
This is Isaiah Templeton. This is Daniel Little.
I'm Nina Taylor from The Gospel News.
Well, this is Rock River alongside Red.
You are listening to my boy Red with the RH3 Show.
And you're listening to the RH3 Show. And you're listening to the RH3 Show.
And you're listening to the RH3 Show.
Boss of boss. Oh, yes. Keep it locked.
When I tell y'all, it is really working out in my favor. I am a firm believer of when things happen, when things go crazy, things go haywire, when things get tight, that means it's birthing time, and it is time to move, and time to shift, and time to push, and time to this, and time to that. And when things is going crazy, the devil knows what is going on and what's going to happen in the future. I've been speaking this season of the RH3 Show is going to be in our favor. It's a season of favor. I've been praying on that and pushing and believing. Y'all just don't know how many obstacles I've been climbing and mountains I've been speaking to ever since I've been saying that. Y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know. Just recently, yesterday, and I even forgot to mention it on the broad. Well, I ain't forget. Excuse me. Hold on, y'all. I didn't forget. I just didn't even mention it. But I'll mention it a little later. But, soon we may be going on, a bit of a hiatus, but hopefully and prayerfully I can get broadcasts pre-recorded to where, you guys can still get all new episodes of the RH3 Show, because we're new in our new season, and I don't want to miss you all. I don't want you all to miss me. And so we got to get some things squared away. So if you would like to be a part or be a guest on the RH3 Show, please email me at rh3showbooking@gmail.com. That's RH, the number 3, SHOWBOOKING@gmail.com, and submit an inquiry, or you can go to the website, therh3show.com, and say, hey, I would like to be on the show, and we'll get that squared away, and I'll let y'all know what's going to be transpiring within the next couple days, okay? I'll share that with you all. Alright, yeah, so basically that's all that has been happening and been going on within the last couple of days. So, yeah. So coming up next, you guys, what we have next? Next we have the Gospel News with Nina Taylor doing the Inside Scoop with Red. Then I'm coming with our first guest. Then after that is our second guest, and then after that is an Ask Red letter or two, and then we're closing out today's broadcast. So coming up next is the Gospel News with Nina. Then we got our first guest with us from Rising Youth International. We have Toronda Daniels, and then also here on the show we have Pastor Pisani. I done forgot her name, but she's a pastor, she's a gospel singer, and she's here. Coming up next.
Keep it where you got it. The Gospel News with Nina is coming up next right here on the RH3 Show.
Sometimes you have to take a break to reevaluate things. Then after that, when you pull yourself back in, you're stronger, wiser, tougher, better than ever. All the while breaking barriers, records, and setting the bar even higher. My name is Rufus, but you can call me Red, host of the RH3 Show. Know that I love you for real. Here is another Be Positive message for today. This message is for my brothers. Fellas, lead by example. If you want your family to follow the leader, if you want your family to do what's right in the community, if you want your family to do what's right amongst each other, if you want your sons and your daughters to do what's right amongst their friends, their girlfriends, boyfriends, whoever they are trying to see, Fellas, lead by example. For your sons, if you want them to treat women right, lead by example. Treat your wife right. Treat your girlfriend right. Lead by example. If you want your children to do what's right in church, lead by example. If you want your daughters to find men who protect them and cherish them, lead by example. Protect and cherish their mother. Protect and cherish them. If you want your children to do what's right in the community, lead by example. Go and coach little league teams. Go and coach youth softball teams. Do whatever you can do, fathers. Do whatever you can do, men. Lead by example. Do what's right in the church. Do what's right in the home. Do what's right in the community. And I bet you your family will follow the leader.
The RH3 Show every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 p to 7 p Eastern. For more about the broadcast, please visit the rh3show.com.
If you're not tuning into the RH3 Show weekly, here's what you've missed. 21 things black men don't hear often. I heard in the sermon on Sunday online, Pastor John Hanna out of New Life Covenant Church out of Chicago said said Sunday in his sermon that, it's a reason why people is getting out of your lives right now. God is just preparing you for bigger and greater things. Come on now. And people are not supposed to see your dreams. They're not supposed to be with you when you're building those dreams, Failure isn't a tattoo. Learn how to take the L's and move on. Come on, y'all. Join me every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. For more about the RH3 Show, visit my website at therh3show.com.
Don't ever change, 'cause I got big.
No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Want the latest news regarding the TV, movies, sports, politics, and music industry? It is time for the Inside Scoop with Red, right here on the RH3 Show.
Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still praise me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still praise me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still praise me? If I find my way home, yeah.
Hi everybody, I'm Nina Taylor, and here is your gospel news. A gospel artist who sings for the Lord with an up-to-date R&B influence. Her name is Kiara Sheard. Born in Detroit, Michigan on June 20th, 1987. Growing up in a musical family, Kiara began singing early in her life. She made her recording debut at the age of 10 years old, with appearances on 2 numbers on her mother's solo effort, 1997's Finally Karen. One of those songs, The Will of God, won her a Stellar Award for Best Children's Performance, while the other, The Safest Place, became a favorite on gospel radio. Kiara soon began singing backup vocals alongside her mother, the Clark sisters, and her aunt Dorinda Clark Cole. In 2003, Kiara signed a record deal with EMI Gospel, and her debut solo album, IOU, was released in 2004. She released a collection of remixes, Just Until, in 2005, a one-track set and a reworking of Let Go by the Godson Complex became a major hit in Japan. In 2006, shortly after graduating from high school, Kiara dropped her second album, This Is Me, which released at number 1 on the gospel albums charts. Kiara released her third album, Bold Right Life, in October of 2008. On that same month, she appeared as a guest vocalist on God and Me with Mary Mary. In 2009, the compilation Kiki's Mixtape was released. In 2010, Kiara landed small roles in 2 Christian-themed films, The Preacher's Kid and Blessed and Cursed. Kiara's fourth proper album, 2011's Free, found her jumping to Karoo Records. In April 2013, Kiara starred in the BET cable network reality series The Sheards, which followed the activities of the extended Clark and Sheards families. Kiara's fifth album, Graceland, was released in 2014 with the singles Trumpets Blow and Second Wind. In 2015, in November, Kiara delivered a new EP, LED. As a gospel singer singer, songwriter, author, actress, and motivational speaker, Jacqueline Carr made her name in the mid-2010s, earning her first hit at the age of 15. In 2012, Greater Is Coming was released. In 2016, The Life Project, and 2018's Grammy-nominated One Nation Under God. Along the way, the inspirational young artist found time to launch an acting career, and she also penned a book. In 2014, It's Gonna Happen peaked at number 9 on the gospel albums charts, and early 2016, You're Bigger, the lead single from her forthcoming third album, The Life Project, which dropped later in August. In addition to being featured on 2017's episode of the OWN network series Greenleaf, she released her hit single You Will Win and published an inspirational book of the same name in early 2018. Jacqueline Carr's fourth long player, One Nation Under God, followed in 2018. She made her film acting debut in the family drama Never Heard. Detroit-based contemporary gospel artist Tasha Page Lockhart, the daughter of Lisa Page Brooks, was the season 6 winner of BET's gospel singing competition Sunday Best. As a result, the singer was awarded a recording contract. Kirk Franklin produced Tasha Page Lockhart's debut album, Here Right Now, in its entirety. The set, which featured 2 songs co-written by the singer and her husband, Clifton Lockhart, was released in 2014 and peaked at number 3 on Billboard's gospel charts. Here's your Billboard Top 10 Gospel Songs. Number 10, Jacqueline Carr, I See Miracles. 9, J.J. Harrison and Youthful Praise, Miracle Worker. 8, Jonathan McReynolds, Make Room. 7, John P. Key and Zacardi Cortez, I Made It Out. 6, James Fortune with I Am. 5, Corinne Hawthorne, Unstoppable. Donald Lawrence and the Tri-City Singers featuring Leandria Johnson with number 4, Deliver Me. 3, Todd Delaney and Nicole Harris, You're Doing It All Again. Number 2, Tasha Cobbs Leonard, You Know My Name. And our new number 1 song comes from Anthony Brown and Group Therapy, Blessings on Blessings. Well, that's your Billboard Top 10 Songs and your gospel news. I'm Nina Taylor, reminding you to write me at thegospelnewswithnina@gmail.com and connect with me on all social media. Let's get back to more great gospel music on this great station.
All right, thank you, Nina, for your input with the Inside Scoop with Red. You guys, stay tuned because our first guest is on the phone. She's here. Toronda Daniels of Arising Youth International is waiting for you all, but we'll be back with more of the RC Show coming up next. The 2 days that I'm on air, or each time you listen to me on your favorite podcast platform, please know that I love doing it just as much as you love listening. July 2019, the broadcast turned 4. And in January 2020, the brand will be 10. I never would have thought that I'd be here doing what I love to do for the people I love, you, my co-host, my Day One family. I just give God all the glory and the honor for you all and for the RH3 Show.
The RH3 Show every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 p to 7 p Eastern. For more about the broadcast, please visit therh3show.com. If you're not tuning into the RH3 Show weekly, here's what you've missed. Number 1, well, these are in no particular order, but the first one is Release Your Baby Daddy. Release your baby daddy. Release your baby daddy. Well, Red, I have to be in conversation. I have to be conversing with him about the child or whatever. Yes, you do. But I would say only way you can be friends with this guy if you and your significant other are friends with him as well, or with her. You know, well, I'm talking to the lady, so with him as well. But within 6 months, at the end of 6 months, we should know why we're here together. We should know where this is going, because I'm not spending no $1,500,
5, 8 years together and I'm not married or engaged. I will not do it because I can pimp along. I can do whatever on my own, and I'm not doing whatever or not having no, substance or whatever with somebody else. You feel what I'm saying? Even when I do it, when I'm saying I'm doing it alone or by myself, that could just be with anybody. As I say at the end of each broadcast, know that I love you for real, and always remember to live every day, laugh every moment, and love beyond words. Join the RH3 Show family. For more about me or the broadcast, you can visit my website at therh3show.com.
What I just told you, that's how I felt. That's how I felt. If I wanted to say that, I would have wrote it. I said what I said. You don't like it, you don't like it.
It's the Real Talk with Red segment right here on the RH3 Show. All right, you guys, we're back. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a great day on this Thursday. If you've missed part of the broadcast, the first half, check it out on replay on tonight on our podcast platforms. And also, you can check out Tuesday's broadcast, which has been uploaded on there as well. But our guest on today, she spends 6 months out of the year in Kenya working with underprivileged youth through her organization. But she's here with us, you guys. She's here with us to talk about that and more. And she also my family, so it is a privilege to have her here. And also, RH3 Show family, she's family with me, so she's your family as well. So please welcome from Rising Youth International, Toronda Daniels. Toronda, how have you been?
Good, and thank you so much for having me, Rufus. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, the transition back from Kenya to the U.S. is always a little tiresome, jet lag, but I'm getting over it. I've been back for about a week now.
That's what I was going to ask you. How that my first time, flying was in April, but even with other car travel and train travel, I can just imagine going back and forth, like I said, every 6 months, how tiresome and jet lagging that could be, and plus moving from your house, your home there in Kenya, and how's that transition?
It takes me about a month. Honestly, the time difference is 7 hours. Kenya is 7 hours ahead of the U.S. So about 3 p.m. Back in the U.S., I'm ready to sleep because my body thinks it's 10. Mm-hmm. My flight was 15 hours. Mm-hmm. I take a direct flight from Kenya to JFK. Mm-hmm. 15 hours in the air in that one seat is to be, but it's a lot easier to do that than to get off the plane, have a 4 or 5 hour layover, change planes, get back on the plane, So I do the 15 hours now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. One thing I always wanted to know and ask, even with your, I know you spend 6 months here and 6 months in Kenya. Your stay in Kenya, do you stay at the same place, and how you do with your home there? You lock it up, or you just get a different, you move in a different location while you're there?
I moved in my first apartment in 2016, and I stayed there until last year, mm-hmm. the end of last year. But they call it the fourth floor because they don't consider what we think is the first floor. They consider it they don't call it the first floor. What do they call it? I don't know. The first floor is what we consider the second floor. Correct. So my apartment was on the 5th floor. Mm-hmm. And after a while, and that's the 5th floor with no elevator. Mm-hmm. So after a while, that became tiresome, mm-hmm. very tiresome. So I moved last year mm-hmm. into a new place, like November, December. My friends moved me. Mm-hmm. But I do keep my place. And so while I'm here working, making money, saving money. I'm also paying rent back in Kenya for my apartment. It's easier that way, and after some time, that when I first moved in, the place was echoing, but now it's full, and I have to have somewhere to keep all of that stuff.
That's very interesting. I always wanted to, know about that, how you transition on that. Okay, so tell us about Rising Youth, how your organization, how that gets started.
That is a good question, and one that I'm asked all of the time. People are like, they'll think for a minute and say, how did you choose Kenya? And I often say, I feel like Kenya chose me.
Right.
I was at a spiritual retreat in somewhere in Virginia and met 3 pastors. After spending some time with them, they asked me to come over to Kenya, and I was like, okay. At the time, I wasn't working, didn't have the money, so I was like, okay, if it's God's will, then He'll make provision. And one of them kept insisting. He was like, you're coming in the next 3 months, and I was like, okay, if it's God's will. And He did. He made provision, and I that was November. I arrived in November the 1st, 2014. That was my first visit. I spent a couple of days in Nairobi, and then I went to Kisumu, which is like the 3rd largest city in Nairobi. And when I was there, actually, it was during conversation. I think the conversation actually started in Nairobi. And they have a lot of street kids, a huge street population. And I was asking questions about these kids and who's helping them and, what resources. And then I started doing my research and found that there's a large orphan population due to, the AIDS epidemic that was going on quite a while ago. This, it's still an issue, but not as much as it was. At one point, AIDS people were, it was a death sentence automatically to have it, but now they have medicines to help people live. So, because of the AIDS the AIDS epidemic, there were a lot of people who died, and the children were left orphaned. And there isn't a social services that comes in and takes care of the kids. The kids are just, if another family member takes care of them, then good. That's great. That's a great best option, but it doesn't always happen. Almost 50% of the population in Kenya is living below the poverty line, below the poverty level, which means they're living off like $1.50 a day, trying to feed their family on $1.50 a day. And so then to take in more children, most people can't absorb that additional responsibility. So these kids are left to their own devices. A lot of them end up on the street. Some of the girls end up as house help, working for people, and that's really not necessarily the best case scenario because sometimes they are abused in those situations. And then older girls sometimes will get into prostitution to go back and to have money to go back and help take care of the younger siblings. So as I was learning these things, I was like, okay, there needs to be some help. And another issue is they have to pay for school. School is not free. You have to pay to go. And like I said, you have almost 50% of the population who's living, hand to mouth, basically. So where's money for school fees? So a lot of kids end up dropping out and not getting an education, which, continues the cycle. If you don't have an education, you can't get a good job. If you can't get a good job, then you can't get out of the slum. You can't take care of your family. So you're just continuing the cycle of poverty. So, I felt compelled, it's like, okay, I need to do something to help. And when I started, my vision, I have a huge vision, is actually to build a campus for the orphan population. But I said, okay, I don't have the resources at this point to actually do that. So let me start where I can. So I contacted a school and, I contacted a friend. One of my friends is the ward administrator over the second largest slum in Kenya. So I told him what I wanted to do, and I said, I need you to get me some kids that I can work with. And he took me to a secondary school, not a secondary, primary school. And I met with the principal, and we sat down and talked, and I told him, this is what I want to do. I want to start a leadership program. And I need 12. We decided to start with 12 kids, 6 girls and 6 boys. And it went from there. I started meeting the kids 2 Saturdays of the month. I think it was like the first Saturday and the third Saturday of the month. Started meeting with them and teaching them leadership skills. That was the first year, and then I learned, and then one of the things that I've learned from going to Kenya a lot is that sometimes they feel like people coming in to help don't listen to what they actually want and what they actually need. Right. We come in with the assumption that, I know what you need. Right. And that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. This is what we're doing, with my master's in human services, concentration in counseling. This is what the children need. And I said, okay, let me not do that. The second year I went back and I said to them, this year I want you guys to be the teachers. You're going to teach me. And we made a list of things that were issues in their community, in their country: corruption, politics, poor infrastructure, all of those things. These are the things that were weighing heavy on the minds of these kids that are in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, believe it or not. And I said, what I want you to do, each one of you will go and research a topic. They volunteered. I want you to research the topic and then come back, and we're going to discuss the topic, and then we're going to discuss possible solutions and what you can do at the age that you are now. And what you can do in the future. So last year we worked on their leadership skills. So they took the forefront, I took the back seat, and it was really a good experience for them. I believe it helped them. The first year, some of the kids were so shy, but by the end of last year, I could see where they were coming out. They were more confident. They were speaking. They were answering questions. They were asking questions. We brought in a lot of volunteers. Even some from the U.S. came in and talked about different career options. One of the things that I want to keep in front of them is what you see is not what you're limited to. So, exposure creates the opportunity for a bigger vision or even a vision. You can't dream what you don't know about. So I try to expose them to different people, different opportunities. And so we had volunteers come in, and I was so amazed at how they were asking questions. They wanted to know, how did you become whatever the profession was, and how much education, and what are you allowed to do? What are your job duties? How much money do you make? I was like, these kids are really coming out. We took them to Mombasa for our first leadership camp last year, and that's when I really saw them. We in the mornings we had classes, and in the evening we took them to the beach and different things, and that's when I really saw them begin to bond as a group and to come out of their shell as well. So this year, when I went back, I said, before I went back, I met with the board, and I said, okay, knowing that our kids, knowing that the unemployment rate is like 70% for people who are under the age of 30, which means even with an education, when you graduate, you're not going to get a job. It's not likely you're going to get a job. So I decided this year we're going to go in a little different. We're going to take those leadership abilities and build on them, and go get into entrepreneurship, so that they will know how to create opportunities for themselves. Because it is nothing to find someone with an engineering degree working as an Uber driver in Kenya, because the jobs are just not there. So we're now equipping the kids with the skills to become their own bosses. when the time comes, and they're saying to me, well, how can we do that? And we don't have any money to start a business.
Right.
I said, we're going to sit down and we're going to look at there are things that you can start with that are online that don't take a lot of money, like drop shipping, which is one of the things that I started for them. And there are other things that we can sit down and look at over a period of time, how much it will cost for your startup, and begin to save it and work toward that. So that's where we are now. I know that was probably a long answer.
No, but hey, that was very, very informative. And so being with, you was talking about the entrepreneurship. I know, explain the Gen X Boutique. I know y'all started that, and so how that came about this time around, correct?
Yes, and actually what it is, I just said, okay, what is it that these kids would be able to do without a lot of education? My vision is to eventually create this business that they can run themselves.
Right.
And so it's an online boutique is what we're starting with, but I also want to build a brick and mortar so that there will be jobs for them that we have created.
Exactly.
By the time they do graduate. So with drop shipping, what we do is we take the orders online, and then the company sends it directly to the customers. So we don't have to maintain products. Right. That was another issue, because it's like, okay, we're in Kenya. Most of our customer base, most of our support is in the U.S. How can we supply them with good quality products, and they support the work that we're doing without it costing an astronomical amount of money, because you sent us a box, how much it costs to ship to Kenya. So, you can't add that on a pair of tennis shoes or a dress and expect someone to buy it. So what we did was create an online business that uses companies that will distribute the product for us in the U.S. And it actually officially launches on October the 1st. I just kind of put information out there so that people know it's coming.
That's good.
Because, with we're preparing for the school year starts in January there. And we need to raise our money for the kids' school fees. So I'm hoping to really be able to do that with the Christmas, what do you call it? People with Christmas shopping, yes.
Is that, with the school starting back in January, is that your reasoning behind the length of time you stay in Kenya? You go back, even when they start school, and, you leave, within the 6 months period? Or, go ahead.
That has been a factor. Initially, I did go back in January because the school year starts in January. But now half of our kids are in boarding school. Secondary schools are usually boarding school. That's like high school. High school is boarding school. So all of my secondary school students, and it's 5 of them, are in boarding school. And then I have one in primary school who is now in boarding school. So half the kids are in boarding school, which means I only get to see them in April, August, and then like November, December.
Right.
When they're out of school. So now I don't have to go back until April. I should be back by April. Yes.
Okay. That's great. And the work that you're doing and all of that. Do you have when you go back in April, do you have anything, that you're planning on working on, or another agenda? I know you said last time you did, was it leadership, and this time entrepreneurship? What are y'all focus on your next go around when you go back?
Actually, we're going to continue working on the entrepreneurship program. It's, I think it's a 2-year curriculum. Since I'm only able to see them like 3 or 4 times during the time. And then the thing is, the kids, the secondary school students and the primary school students are not out at the same time. So there's like a window of 2 weeks where I can have all of my kids. So then we're cramming in like 3 to 4 sessions in those times. And the curriculum it's a bit expensive because it starts with self-development, and then it starts going into entrepreneurial skills, and then we also, I want to take them through actually the steps of starting a business so they'll know this is where you go, this is how do you do it online, you need to have a business plan, and I want to take them through the steps of writing a basic business plan so that they will, have all of the tools. And then there's some other things I want to, some of the things that I brought back with me that people like to buy, like the purses, the beaded purses and jewelry. I want people to come in and teach the kids how to make those things so that worst case scenario, they'll have a hustle. Exactly. You always have to have something in order to generate some kind of income, and they can still use those things to start saving their money toward their startup expenses for whatever businesses they're planning to start. Right. So the entrepreneurial program is going to take a little while. The other thing that we're working on developing is a volunteer program. I've had quite a few people ask me about coming over to volunteer. So we're in the process of putting together some things where you can come over for 5 days, 7 days, and which type of curriculum that you'll be able to work with the kids on when you do come over.
That's great. That's great. I had a question, but I forgot. Oh yeah. Which the curriculums and everything that you've been teaching them, the leadership, the arts, the entrepreneurship. What topic have they really enjoyed the most? Your children.
I will tell you what it said. The things that they seem to enjoy all of it, but the ones like if I'm doing a review for over the years, they'll always tell me this one. It's a problem-solving technique that I taught them. It's called SOTAS, and it's an acronym for situation, options, disadvantages, advantages, and solution. So we go through the steps of making a decision, and we used to go to the board. This is what the situation is. These are the options and the advantages and disadvantages of each option, and then make a sound decision based on going through all of those steps. That is the one that they remember the most.
Yeah, I saw that on your one of your pictures. I saw that acronym, and I was trying to read it or whatever, and I'm glad you mentioned that. But that's very good, and I can see how they would want to know more about that, because that's a great I wouldn't have thought of that, but that's a great steps on solution and problem solving or whatever. And so y'all are doing a great job. And you said that if anybody can anybody here in the States get in touch with you and either volunteer. I know you said that's coming in the future, correct?
Yes, I should have that program updated and on our website by the beginning of the year. Like I said, quite a few people. I belong to quite a few groups on Facebook, and a couple of ladies groups that I belong to. When I just introduced myself and said, "This is what I do," they wanted to know more about the kids, and they wanted to know how can we come over and volunteer. So I'm going to get that one in place by January. And one of the things that I've working on is trying to. I really hate asking for money. Right. When you tell people you have a nonprofit, sometimes they treat you like you have the plague. Yeah. And so I don't like asking.
But still, I mean, so you have to, and if of course, I mean, some nonprofits need the assistance, and if some people out here got a giving heart and wants to give, and I'm like, look, if I have to ask, I'm gonna ask, and those, like they say here, closed mouth don't get fed. So go ahead.
That is true. But I was saying, so, and there are, and I've had some great supporters. A lot of people, my friends and people on Facebook have been exceptional, and every year, we had a goal, we set a goal, I prayed, and we made it. We made a goal every year. But I've also tried to implement some things like the Gen X Boutique, where we'll actually raise the money, some of the money ourselves. Right. And then there's, I don't know if you're familiar with experiences on Airbnb. Yeah. You Okay, so we have an experience listed. I'm sure you've seen it. The Maasai ladies. I'm sure you've seen them on my Facebook many times, probably. So we do a tour going there, and the profits go toward the kids' school fees and the program. Yeah, so those are a couple of things. And then in the volunteer program, there'll be a little something there, too, that will help the program. So we're trying to put together quite a few things to help us raise the money in addition to school fees, in addition to donations. Because the thing is, we only have 4 kids that we're supporting financially now, and that's already $1,800. And there are 12 kids in the program. Thank God only 4 of them need help right now, but if the day should come that all of them need help with their school fees, that's a lot of money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I thank you for sitting down with us and talking to us. Let the listeners know your contact information where they can, get in contact or, know more about Rising Youth or Jeanette's Boutique.
Okay. Jeanette's Boutique is on Facebook, so you can just find it. It's spelled GENNEX Boutique. It is on we have a Facebook page. Rising Youth International has a Facebook page, and it also has an Instagram page. And then our website is risingyouthinternational.org, and you can email me at TorondaD@RisingYouthInternational.net. They're a little different. The email is net. We used to have net, and I haven't changed it yet. So the email is .net, and the website is .org.
All right. Thank you so much. You guys, I'm going to put everything, what she sent to me in the email as well as what, she mentioned here on the broadcast. So if you will, just go look and look at some of the pictures on Facebook or whatever and, get familiar with her organization and, some things that come up. I'm going to share with you all, and, whatever she sent to me, I'll share with you all as well. Thank you so much, Toronda. I really do appreciate you, discussing your organization with us.
Thank you, and I appreciate you allowing me the opportunity to discuss it as well.
You're more than welcome. You guys stay tuned. We'll be back with more of the RH3 Show. If you're not tuning into the RH3 Show weekly, here's what you've missed. Me being the guy that I am, you wasted my life. But anyway, I'm not going to go back into that. I'm going to go to the next one, number 4. A man that has intentions of being a good mate to you does not pressure you for sex when he meets you. That should be number 1, but I will let you know what the final one is. But if he, off gate, say, well, what you gonna give me, or when we gonna have this, or when we gonna have sex, or when can I hit that? His intention and motives are wrong. They're wrong. Come on, y'all, join me every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. For more about the RH3 Show, visit my website at therh3show.com.
What I just told you, that's how I felt. That's how I felt. If I wanted to say that, I would have wrote it. I said what I said. You don't like it, you don't like it.
Need an advice? Got a question for me? Or you just need some help solving a problem? It is the Ask Red Letter segment right here on the RH3 Show. It is the Ask Red Letter segment right here on the RH3 Show. And as you know, and as you can tell, we don't have Pastor Pisani on the broadcast for today, but she will be on Tuesday's broadcast, so please stay tuned for that. Yeah, she'll be on Tuesday's broadcast, so please stay tuned for that, as well as stay tuned for other special guests coming very soon in the next couple weeks, so please stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and get this letter done, and then I'm going to go ahead and close out the broadcast, all right? So here it is. It says, here's my issue. I've been divorced from my ex-wife for 3 years. She called me yesterday to let me know that she had tried to kill herself. I know she's in an abusive relationship. Seeing the bruises myself, I still care about her because she is the mother of our teenage son. Hold on one second. I've told my woman I live with right now I want to have my son stay with us. She said no. She told me to call the police and let them handle it. My biggest thing is my girl don't want my son to come stay with us. I don't want my son involved in this violence going on in my I don't want my son involved in this violence going on in my ex-wife's home. How can I convince my current woman to let my son stay with us? My other option is to move out and get my own place again. I'm really confused right now. Yeah. I can see if, you saying let her move in, but you saying let your son, and she's saying no. So, first of all, you doing the right thing of trying to get your son in a safe environment. Okay, so that should tell her, light bulb, this man is a good man because he's trying to take better care of his son and, got a good mindset on the protection of his son. And so, he's a good guy. And, okay, I see, his actions on this. He care about, the mother of his child, and he also care about his son. He want his son out of there. But she don't care about your son, man. Find a place of your own, and then move out. That doesn't mean that she don't love you, but you in this relationship or whatever, you have to put your child first. I can see if it was a different situation, but it's abusive, and something could terribly happen. Something terribly wrong could happen in this situation, being with your ex-wife and her boyfriend or whatever. And you don't want your son to be involved in it. And with your son seeing that, stuff could happen, in his mind, seeing his mama getting jumped on. He could do other women like that when he get older. You don't want that to happen, man. You don't want that to happen. So I advise you to do is to move out. Get your own place and let you and your son stay together, if that's the case. And then, hey, if your girlfriend don't like it, so fine be it. She can hit the road jack and tell her don't come back, because my son come before you. His well-being come before all of this. First of all, you're not my wife. Second of all, she's not my wife. So in between my ex-wife and you, my son is my priority. So I got to make sure that he's well taken care of and his safety come first. So, I care about you because the ex-wife, because you're the mother of my child, and I don't want nothing happen to you. So of course there's a little bit of protection there, because if something should happen to you, I'm gonna have to continue to console my son because his mama gone. I don't want that to happen. So of course, there's a little bit of concern there. I care. There's of course there's different types of love, but there's a friendship love there. But I also care about you being that you're my son's mother, and I don't want nothing to happen. Am I going to jump in and try to fight this dude? No. But I'm going to also talk to you and encourage you to tell you to get some help. But in the meantime, while I'm doing that, I'm getting my son out of harm's way and getting him out of this abusive home. I'm not, I don't want anything from you. Whatever. I don't want no child support from you or nothing. I just want my son out of there. And if you would allow me, I would love to do that. And if you need any help or whatever, hey, you my son's mother, but my priority is my baby. I cannot let him be in that. And then back to, I'm looking at this side where my ex-wife is. Back to you, to my girlfriend. I can see you saying no, for one, because that's your home. But two, you don't have to, if putting stuff in the house is a factor here, let me do that. Let me provide for him. You don't have to worry about putting stuff in the house for him. If I need to, I'll buy groceries for him. If I need to pay his part of the utilities, whatever. If you don't want him in the house, fine, move out. So fella, like I said, hey, you need to move out and get you and your son a place to stay. That's it. You being a grown man, you first of all. Second of all, you need not to be staying with her anyway. Point blank, period. It doesn't matter. I mean, it depends on how long, you and your ex-wife has been, broken up or whatever. Even after you left your ex-wife, I mean, you supposed to been either, had your own place anyway. So, I don't know. But still, find you a place, get your son together, and get him to move with you. Then you deal with you and your girlfriend to find out why she don't want your son to stay and what's her problem with that. Being that the reason that you wanted him to stay is for his safety. That's it. And that is all of today's broadcast of the RH3 show. Know that I love you for real. Like I said at the end of each broadcast, and always remember to live every day, laugh every moment, and to love God, love yourself, and love other people beyond words. For more about me or the broadcast, you can visit my website at therh3show.com. It is the weekend. It's not a weekend, but it's the weekend. I'm out of here, and I'll speak to you all. Hope to see you all. Hope to hear you all on the next broadcast, whenever that is. If today's broadcast has messed up on the flagship station, which it have been doing for the past 2 weeks or whatever, you can always listen to me on the podcast platforms. Just go any major podcast platform or search on Google or whatever, The RH3 Show, Google Play Music, The RH3 Show, Google Podcast, The RH3 Show, Apple iTunes, The RH3 Show, iHeartRadio, The RH3 Show, Spreaker, The RH3 Show, YouTube, The RH3 Show, Spotify, The RH3 Show, iTunes, whatever. Just search me. I'm there. I'm out of here and I'm gone. I'm resting for the weekend, and I'll see you all whenever. Peace.
And pray without a foolish complaint. And being able to turn down your dinner at 8. That means you gotta pay. Because the price that he paid for me gave to me my freedom. So I'm not in slavery. Christ made a way for me. Grace me then paid for me. A way back to God through the life that he gave for me.
Peace party people. See you later.
I'm saying bye-bye.
Good night. Good night.